Alright guys, here we go. It's Seco132 and I think it's about time we kick off the sports blog. So, basically want to go over a couple ground rules, not really ground rules, I don't know why I called them that, but I want to go over a couple things that the viewers might want to know before, getting into what I'm going to be talking about. Basically, the way I'm going to be doing blogs is I'm not going to go into, websites and everything and look at stats and do some research or whatever and then, talk about the research that I did. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to watch what I see on TV and, look at the articles that I usually look at, and then I just want to talk about them, basically from, an avid sports fan to another avid sports fan or a casual sports fan or whatever you may be. Okay. Also want to let you know this, is that I spent most of my life being raised in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So, as you might be able to see, other side, might be able to see by my shirt. So, I obviously am a huge Steelers fan, Penguins fan, Pirates fan. So, if I'm going to try my best to not be biased in any way, but if I do seem a little biased towards them, you'll know why. That's where I'm from. I'm sorry. I'll try not to be. Also, if you haven't seen my other channel, a couple videos back, I am going to be starting the end, I guess you'd say, of my college career finally at KU, Kansas University, next month. So when it comes to college sports, they're going to be my team, but like I said, I'm really going to try to not be biased in any way. So let's get into it. First, I want to talk about Women's World Cup. I don't know if you guys have been watching, I don't know if you've been following, but that game against Brazil, and then even afterward, that game against France, unbelievable. Brazil coming down to the penalty kicks, and then in France coming down to the end of the game. Those two quick goals at the end of the game. I think it was like the 79th minute and the 82nd minute or something like that. Can't remember exactly, but this has been great. And what a great story on the other side. Japan. I thought for sure we were going to be playing Sweden in the championship, but Japan. They've embraced this whole. We are a shining light. We're a glimmer of hope for a country that has just gone through such a horrible time right now. And it's completely true. My heart has completely gone out to Japan. I've made donations. It's been horrible. And I love that country and I love those people. And, it's to the point now where I'm so glad to see Japan there and not Sweden, that even if we do end up losing, the USA loses, I won't feel that bad about it, because look at the Japan's team. They've done so much, and they've never really. I think this is like their 6th World Cup or something like that. That's it. They've never really made any kind of footprint in the Women's World Cup world, and I have to say that throughout my life I haven't really been a huge soccer fan. I haven't been a huge women's sports fan, either. But I've been following this, I've been watching this, and it's been a great story on both sides, on both USA and Japan. And so that's about it. The championship is tomorrow, Sunday. I believe it's at 2:00. I'm not completely sure about that. I believe it is. So go ahead and check to see what time it is. But it is tomorrow, and you better be watching, because I for sure will be. And on that note, I just want to say now that I'm pretty sure I'm in love with Hope Solo, goalie for the USA Women. And Hope, if you ever see this video or if you ever hear it, from hearsay or whatever, I'm formally asking you to marry me right now. All right? And until I hear no from you, I'm going to assume that you're going to say yes. So from now on, I'm going to refer to you as my fiance. So deal with it. All right, moving on. Let's see. So this is supposed to be the last weekend for the NFL labor talks, which is fantastic. Before the next weekend, we should be at a deal. Basically, they've gone through all the little stuff. They're putting it in writing right now. Basically, making the correct language for the things and everything from what I've heard. But yeah, so I'm ready. I'm really, really ready because I was watching NFL Network today, and just seeing the 1998 Denver Broncos, 98 or 97. The first year they won the Super Bowl, 97, I believe. They played the Green Bay Packers in the Super Bowl. I just watched that and just seeing their entire season, them going through the season, and just seeing the emotion from the players and the emotion from the fans and everything. Football season is my favorite time of year. That is my favorite sport. I watch every game that I can. I join as many fantasy leagues as I can. I am completely obsessed with football, and I am ready for these talks to end. I'm ready for them to guarantee me that there is going to be a season this year, because I am sick of the suspense. I've always kind of assumed that there's going to be a season, but, things have gone both ways. They've been, getting positive. Maybe there will be a season. Maybe there will be a preseason. Oh, no. We were set back a little bit. And then, somebody's saying, hey, there's no way. They're crazy to think they're going to come up with a solution by this time and everything. So I haven't really known what to think. But according to everything that I've heard, is that this is the last weekend for it, and this upcoming week they should set a deal, and there should be an announcement that there is going to be an NFL season. Training camps are opening, so really pumped about that. Let's see what else there is right now. Baseball, obviously. It's really, really surprising when your team, the team that you always root for, when they're doing well, that you are much more interested in the sport. You know what I mean? I have not really been into baseball since I've been like 6 years old. It's been a really long time. And you know why that is because when I was around 6 years old, that was back when the Pittsburgh Pirates, like I said, this is the first episode of my blog. I'm really not going to talk about, me being from Pittsburgh at all, or anything throughout the rest of them. But, like I said, that was when they had, the Barry Bonds, Bobby Bonilla, Andy Van Slyke, the Doug Drabeck, John Smiley, the Stan Belinda, Jeff King, Jay Bell, just the great team. And I grew up on that. I grew up wanting to be a baseball player. I was obsessed with it. I have a giant box, probably like 7 feet by 6 feet or something like that. I don't know, just filled of baseball cards up in the attic. And, I had those. I had all the starting lineup, little action figure things that they had and everything. I loved it. And then it died off really fast. And, but now, you look at the teams that are doing well that really weren't supposed to be doing well. New York Mets are doing better than expected, Arizona Diamondbacks, they were horrible last year, and they've gotten themselves into the running. They've obviously not done amazing, but they're in the running. And then the Pittsburgh Pirates tied for first place in the NL Central. Granted, it's a kind of a weak division, but the way they're playing, you see they took 2 out of 3 against the Red Sox, 2 out of 3 against the Phillies. They get these teams in the playoffs. If they win this division and they get into the playoffs, I think they have a legitimate shot to make a run. And, that goes for any teams. I feel like in baseball, it's almost a toss-up in the playoffs. It really is. I feel like a lot of teams that shouldn't have won, and a lot of teams that shouldn't have lost, have lost. So, like I said, we'll see how it goes. All-Star game, National League won 5-1, so the National League will have the home field advantage in the World Series, which is, not that big, but pretty big. And, I didn't watch the Home Run Derby. Home run derbies are very, very boring to me now. I never really watch any of those things like home run derby, slam dunk contest, anything like that. They're, they're outdated. It's back in the day, back in like the 90s or whatever. I used to love watching the home run derby, and slam dunk contest and everything. But yeah, it's past that, whatever. So anyways, not quite sure what else is going on right now in sports. I'd be very, very surprised if the NBA did have a season this year. Their lockout seems a lot more detrimental than football's. You see with the players, wanting to go play overseas, go to play in Turkey, like that Williams from the Nets and everything. it's and I don't know. I just don't see a deal being done with that. If there is, that's great. And if it makes the Heat split up their team, that's even better. You know. But yeah, that's about it with that. Yeah, there's probably some other big points right now that I'm missing that I'm not getting into. You know, I don't want to get into too many of the hometown things. You know, everybody knows about James Harrison and his comments that he made to Men's Journal or whatever the magazine was. You know, but I really don't want to get into that because it's only really interesting to people from Pittsburgh, pretty much, or Steelers fans, which I know there are a lot of, but I'm not really going to get into that. And then the Hines Ward's DUI, you know, like I said, once again, Pittsburgh deal. Not really trying to get into too many Pittsburgh issues. Yeah, so I don't really follow a lot of other teams besides Pittsburgh teams in most major sports, but I'm going to start now just so I can have more things to talk about in my blog. This was just a kickoff. That's about it. If there's anything you want to say or anything you want to hear from me next time, anything that I missed, you know, anything that you disagree with me on or anything, you know, go ahead and leave it in the comments. And yeah, so it's been started. And if you enjoy hot sauce at all, you could check out my other channel. It'll be right here. Yeah, I'll go ahead and post a bubble right there. That looks good. It's CICCO132. It is actually where I do hot sauce reviews. So that's where I got started on YouTube. And you know, hasn't really kicked off too big yet, but oh, it will. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned. I will have another video probably in a couple days, and yeah, take it easy.